Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tales Does Tales, where we here at Tales of Initiative play through Tales from the Yawning Portal with an eldritch twist. I'm far too chipper in my tone for a horror campaign, but you know what? That's what you're getting. I am your GM, Matt, and I'm so pleased to be telling this story with our delightfully daring and frighteningly fantastic cast of players, one, Haley and Mark. Oh, hey, Dirty Rollers. Hi there.
Hi.
Danny is still away, so keep the good vibes towards our tiniest giant until they return from their side quest.
We miss you, Danny.
We miss you, Danny. It's like, why is Mark? And I was like, before I even looked over to check where your hand placement was on the overlay, I was like, this is a fucking tentacle bit. I know it. And I looked over and there you are, just shaking hands.
You realize I do it every time.
I love it.
Every time.
I love you for it. I appreciate it 100%.
That is my tentacle friend. You took away my other tentacle friend.
You're in the middle. Hey, at least you get a tentacle.
I do get a tentacle.
You're not tentacleless. Before we get into the game, a couple of announcements. In addition to our tentacle on the overlay, you might notice a lovely, wonderful little new floating box here at Lake Tentacle. HelloFresh. That's right. The show that is slowly convincing you to never trust food again with my monster descriptions is being sponsored by the amazing home delivery food service HelloFresh.
Yeah. Perfect.
Featuring delicious and customizable meal plans that can fit into any lifestyle, dietary plan, or schedule. HelloFresh subscriptions are the best way to fit healthy meal prep into your already hectic lives. Go check out the link in chat and use the discount code to get a free breakfast item with every box. I keep seeing free breakfast for life, and I'm not sure if that is a giveaway in addition to, or if it's just like, hey, with every box, free breakfast. So like, I'm not sure what level of marketing that is, but it's making me want to go get it. So you should go get it too. Does HelloFresh deliver tentacles? You know what? I need to go check and see if they have like a calamari thing on there. That would be so on brand. I might just get a subscription box just to be able to eat calamari the next week. And while you're clicking on those sponsor links, quick content warning for our game today. Our game is full to bursting with elements of eldritch and gothic horror like blood, guts, unreliable narrators, hallucinations, gross beasties. So if that is not to your liking, go check out our YouTube, where there's literally hundreds of hours. I watch that number climb up every week as I post stuff over there. It's wild how much content we have. We've got all of like the 24-hour live stream we did for Extra Life. We've got all of those games up. So if you want to see a ton of different systems, we did Dragon's Bane with Haley and some other. And Mark, you were in that game. I loved watching you two slowly like trying to figure out who is the fucking traitor in this party, and it was just so good. No spoilers. It was so good. Go watch that game.
There was watch as I convince everyone else in the group to cosplay as I'm just sitting there in full makeup.
Guilting everyone into cosplay. It was so good.
Yeah. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to put on my cosplay. Thank you very much.
We got to see Bun go on. You were in the bar crawl, right? You were the band versus the keep.
Yep, I brought my banjo on the scene.
Yeah. That game was fucking delightful. I was laughing so hard, just muted in the background as y'all were causing chaos.
Got really wild, and there were a lot of plot twists.
It was very cool. If y'all have not like seen that booklet run or like picked up that booklet yourself, I highly recommend it. It's a great, like, it's technically system agnostic, but it fits in with basically like any D20 style game. And it's a great way of like, how do I want to run a bar crawl? I can use those mechanics, and it comes with like a cool plot and a location and a setting all its own. So not a sponsor, just a really cool book that I think is dope that y'all should check out. You could read it while eating a delicious meal from HelloFresh. Is there anything? I'm such a fucking shill. Is there anything else that we would like to talk about before we dive in to today's game?
Not sure. You want to talk more about HelloFresh?
I mean, they're fresh as fuck. So I always love talking about those guys. In that case, let us remind ourselves of what happened when last we told our tale. The group left the slick, glittering walls of the Glitterhame behind and ventured into the worked stone of a dwarven fortress. The first room at the top of a tall stairway nearly fractured the group's sanity as fake doors and real traps gave them no small amount of pain, much to my delight. But at last, Winnie was able to notice Daja's tracks working towards the wall, the same tracks she had been following since you found the way out. That bear that you made friends with was like, all right, I'm gonna leave this place now. This place sucks. And like went out this big tunnel. You saw Daja's tracks coming in from there and followed them to a blank wall that, with a little bit of extra inspection, you notice is a secret passage, a secret door in this room full of fake doors. Haley
Secret tunnels.
Haley is
secret
still so mad.
It's fine.
Oh man. Figure you continued on, found another stairway behind that secret doorway, and about halfway up, you notice that the door at the end of this hallway, with a sort of dour dwarven face carved into its structure, the mouth began to move and shouted out a warning in Dwarvish. Figuring that you're in for a penny, in for a pound. None of you could understand my bad fake German. I mean Dwarvish. So all of you figured, hey, sure they know we're coming. Let's just see what's up there. You pushed on and past the glowering dwarven face, found a massive throne room with huge pillars sculpted to look like giants and dragons. It was lit with torches all around. Very odd, considering that this whole place has been dark as fuck, even the orc areas. But you were able to ascertain that there were people in here, invisible, and a parlay between your visible party and the invisible duergar guards. That is duergar guards.
Duergar guards.
Duergar guards. You parlayed to be able to have Winnie try and like put eyes on, verify the life and happiness, sanity, whatever condition, there's the word, of Daja. So, with a little bit of greasing and palms and Miriik's chest 100 gold lighter, Winnie was escorted into a foundry area where several duergar were hard at work on a massive object that gave off crown vibes. She also saw Daja, the main reason that any peace had been brokered between them, and Daja was well, but hard at work and clearly not in charge of her own fate. With the deal complete, the group was reminded that the folks higher up the chain, giving Miriik some big-time military vibes, would need to be involved to secure Daja's release or come to any sort of accord as to how that could happen. Until then, should the group wish to ingratiate themselves to the duergar, they were free to go to various hallways the duergar didn't care about and clear those areas out. Supposedly the areas surrounding the throne room have been a little bit of discomfort to the deep dwarves. And so you did, moving to the southern room, which was an ancient kitchen area that has not been used anytime recently. You found, because of a wild Beauty and the Beast style animated table that was just like, I'm a gallop and give Miriik the biggest fucking kidney thumping she's ever seen. You managed to put the table down in short order after it did an ungodly amount of damage to Miriik, and you have now begun discussing what your next steps should be here. So I open the floor once more to all of y'all chatting about what you're gonna do next.
Well, we accidentally cleared the room. I can fix that though. And she gives you a wink.
Yes, well, I suppose it cannot entirely hurt, as much as I don't enjoy working for free for those who are holding us here, not entirely at our will.
The more we look around, the more we're going to probably end up clearing this place for them, so I wonder if we should wait to hear back.
The choice is yours. It is your friend that we are seeking.
I don't
If you
know how I
feel
could-
better ingratiating yourselves to them, then we
I
can do as
don't-
we must.
I don't want to, but I feel like that's the like what we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? And like,
The expectation set.
yes. And I mean, she like looks you up and down, and she's like, "You're like fancy." So I'm sure like you've had to go places where you have to pretend you like people and those types of things. I've seen it in my books.
Not in particular, no.
Oh, well,
I would have in the future, yes, and I am certain I will eventually need to. But
hey, that makes sense.
I'm up for letting Winnie kind of lead this. I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing.
Put the child in charge.
is that much different than usual for you, my dear?
I mean, usually I had somebody that could kind of make sense of things.
Well, it would seem that somebody at the moment is Winnie. Though not certain it's so much making sense as it is pointing us in the direction.
I mean, if you guys have got ideas, please let me know.
I've voiced my idea. However, my idea is not necessarily the most peaceful of options.
What was your
We'll
idea?
consider that a last resort.
Does that just get rid of everyone?
Hold a siege against them, yes.
I think once we work out who else is behind those doors and how easily / quickly they can get to others they're looking for is probably a good idea.
Yes.
Maybe we'll wait in the big hall, see how fast they come back.
We
If
can
it's
do
a
that.
while, then we could probably take them. Maybe.
As I had said before, it is likely difficult for just the 4 of us to take on this number. They are likely more trained and better armed than we are. However, if we were to involve the allies that we have made in the time past, then perhaps it would be capable.
Do we have any way of talking to
Not immediately, no.
We just walk. Pebble says.
We can, yes.
them? Yeah.
But that
Shall we
would
walk?
take time.
Doesn't sound like we're in a super rush if we're waiting on them to get back to us. I don't really know.
I wanted to see when they came back. Do you guys want to go and I can stay here?
Are you comfortable staying here alone?
Yeah. I've got Daja.
I believe they
And
have Daja.
she also like pulls out pulls a little tassel of like the purple bag that she's got, and she like has this like giggles and then pops it back. She's like, "I will be okay."
As you say.
Double check that I have that table open just in case.
Please. Try. This was the pre-warning.
Yep. I appreciate it.
I'll slice another table. I'll do it.
I have 3 tabs that I always open for this game. It used to be 2. It is now 3. That stupid table is one of them. I say stupid. I love it.
You shouldn't have given it
I know.
to me.
I did this to myself. I am the problem.
I suppose my only concern would be if there are questions asked about why it is that we are leaving.
I feel like it's none
If
of their business.
perhaps your friend is capable of taking a message instead? The little one that has no face or features?
Oh.
Is he capable
Maybe.
of going that far away from you?
Let me double check my memory.
I understand that some familiars are capable of this, but not all.
I can get 100 feet from him.
The familiar could go further than that. You just
He
can't
can go. I just
vision.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I can't communicate with him at all at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
who
I
knows
can
what
send
would
you
happen to
Capable
him?
of carrying a letter of some sort. Or a
It's
note.
not the smartest thing.
It's
Where is
true, they're
my-
not very smart.
He's got a 2 intelligence. He's a bit
That's what happened.
of a blob.
Narkissa,
He's
you
Made out
are-
of
very-
kidneys.
I mean, he's pretty wise. He's street smart.
Don't believe that assists us in this moment.
Neither do I. I'm so sorry.
Narkissa, if we were able to create an opening for you, would you be able to sneak away?
Yeah. I feel confident in getting able to kind of get out in and out of places. I've had to skitter out of places before, and I can skitter again.
But are you capable of skittering without running into any more beasties?
I just run from them.
Fair enough.
I like that plan. What have
Would
I
you feel
done?
comfortable going to the orcs?
Yeah, they're pretty nice, and we know of the secret door, so it's not like I have to wait for a bridge
Yes.
to get rebuilt.
Then let us see if there is any update to the situation, and if it becomes necessary, we can create a scene.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
All right. Well, I guess let's leave this place.
Miriik is going to pick up the splinters of the table,
Okay.
wrap them in whatever rotting tablecloth is available, and just
You got
Bring
some
them.
splinters. Yep.
out here.
Hello.
Open the door again since we shut it on. So
Yes.
we chase the guard away.
Yeah. Yes. Winnie doing the crazy intimidation. Actually, maybe that was what gets you inspiration, was the ridiculous intimidation on that poor
Intimidation?
dude.
Yeah,
was so
that could have been it.
And we'll just
Was there anyone at the door?
Walking out the door, it doesn't seem like it was manned at all.
Okay.
Y'all weren't in there long enough for like a. Did y'all didn't take a short rest in there? Y'all were just talking
we
and
just chatted
chatting
for a while.
post
Yeah.
combat.
Winnie, if you would be so kind as to point out the nearest guard.
Yeah, I do a quick little figure 8 and I find the closest guard.
Because even though they're invisible, Winnie
Blind
has blind sight.
I will say you do actually have to still perceive them, so give me a perception
Yes.
check.
Oh,
Better at it than
Um,
I am.
But yes, you it is actually
don't have
possible.
dice.
What? That's incredible. I don't have dice.
That, yeah, that's
Sorry,
me.
I took them to work lesson.
Gotta have your work dice and your home dice.
I know, I've got to get a second. I mean, I've got a second set, but it's the big dice tray that I keep them in. That's like what I take with me.
Yeah.
All
Do y'all
okay.
close the door to the kitchen once you leave it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do immediately because Winnie has a trick up her sleeve. Maybe.
Ooh.
Oh, what was it? What? Check.
Perception.
11.
11. You are able to quickly ascertain that there is a duergar right over here.
Nice. I like fly around like a little mosquito. And then I point like directly at his face. Like my hand is like an inch from his face, maybe 2 inches in case he wants to bite my finger. And And then
We'll just walk over to wherever they're pointing and drop the bits of table in front of them. The first task complete. By accident, might I say.
Cool,
Just about coming to it.
This task of clearing the rooms would be easier if you could tell us what exactly we might be facing. Those are certainly words. Do you speak the common tongue?
Yeah, gay.
Kind of sigh for a moment and... Infernal? Draconic?
Odin.
None. I see.
It's fun.
I don't think either of us happen to speak Undercommon.
This dude is just incredibly, through the blind sense, you could feel like the incredibly scrutinizing, confused expression of just like, this is so, why am I even bothering with the invisibility thing?
Because I'm making complete eye contact with him as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's like,
Miriik is
what's
just talking
happening?
in the direction of.
So you can see he just like drops the invisibility, is like, oh, this is just like, looks at the splitters and just like kicks them over a little bit. It's just like, it's not bad. There's just nothing. It's
We'll
just
kind of wave a hand to the splinters and to the like blossoming bruise along my scales and be like, it's handled.
Let's see. I got Deep Speech, Quarry, and Sylvan.
Nope.
And Thieves can't.
Nope.
Nope.
Dang.
You blood dry.
We're just...
It's useless.
It doesn't matter what languages we pick, Matt. We'll just pick the other ones.
I'm reading the entire Summer Citadel book.
I'm so it just fills me with such silly glee that this has happened 2 dungeons in a row. That like the main language.
I got nothing. I can't even like relearn a spell next level up or something to like learn it. Does speak with animals work?
It's okay. It's
He's
okay.
not an
Eventually,
animal.
I will
Is he
get
a
languages,
druid? Can he
and I
turn
will just speak
into a
to
bear so I
everyone.
can talk to him?
No. No.
So he's the fighter.
What about a game of charades?
Charades.
Charades.
I will say, by the way, give me insight checks. Just real quick.
17.
This is the funniest shit to me. I don't know.
15.
Yeah. Both of you
17.
okay, all 3 of you are picking up that like he understands what you've conveyed. Like we beat up the animated table. It's no longer a problem. Room cleared, right? And he's just like, that's neato. I'm not in charge. Like I don't care. Like the level of professional not give a shitting that's happening in his brain right now is
That's
through
fine.
the roof.
Miriik will just give the like military head nod, pick up the table scraps, and walk over to where their little camp is.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Winnie would also like to fly over to their camp. She's gonna just start picking shit up.
It's good idea.
I can't understand a thing you're saying. And
just get out. You.
And Miriik will just
Why?
watch and then dump the entire like tablecloth and all of this table into the fire pit and just.
It starts kindling. He's like, he's mostly looking at Winnie, just like, I will say, I'll roll over the insight check. Stop going through our shit. That's like, this is not how we treat each other.
what is
Wanna
it? What are
skip?
their beds and shit made out of?
It's like bed rolls and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Looks like they.
Are there like fun stones and rocks or sticks or anything that are lying around? A wooden spoon?
I'm gonna say that if you're actually like combing through their shit, he's just like, it's just like
Stop.
very quickly like pulling out a warhammer and is giving you the like, don't.
There's no stones or sticks around the fire.
You just muted yourself.
You
Are you
literally
looking in the
tapped yourself
fire?
mute.
I did because my dog started.
Fire.
My
In
dog
the
started
fire.
barking, and I was like, I should mute. And then you asked a question. I was like, I didn't get the unmute circuit to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. In the fire. Over there with the at the fire.
So you're looking in the fireplace, in the fire
Yes.
pit, not in their stuff.
Yes.
I was respecting the map. You were over there like.
Sorry,
banging on.
I didn't move myself any further once we had said we were moving over there.
Cool is obviously a relative term. There's stones. There's like a little like stone bit around the fire pit to like delineate where the fire pit ends and like the camping around it begins.
Cool. If I go to like reach to pick up a stone, what does he do?
Is it like part of like the fire pit construction? Like it's just a stone that's on the floor?
Yeah.
He's like, he's giving you the like, I'm watching you eyes. Like, don't fucking push it. But
No,
he's
I
not
just want to
stopping
grab
you.
like 3 stones and a couple of sticks, and I'm just gonna make myself comfortable on the floor over here, and I'm just gonna start digging them into the ground and making. I'm just
Miriik
waiting.
is going to sit
Yeah.
in front of this fire and start heating up rations, and then like wave to the guy and be like, "There's food."
He's like, nah, I'm good. In sort of like a not a dismissive way, but just like a he's fine.
Yeah.
Mm.
He's more
then kind of
he's more
give, like,
focused on like
break.
looking at Winnie and then like making eyes at like a side of the room and like doing like a quick like hand sign and then like looking back to you, and it's just like trying to figure out which one of you is the misdirect for some sort of fucking shenanigan that's happening.
There's no misdirect. I'm tired.
No,
of
there's no
this
misdirect.
nonsense.
This is just you. Pebble wanders over. What are you doing? I think
I'm getting ready to find familiar.
Oh. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What's a familiar?
Well,
I'm hoping that at least one of the stones has got some burnt charcoal from the fire on it, and she's going to pull out some herbs from her bag, and she's using the sticks to like prop up the cage, so
Mhm.
it's like on a little pedestal, and she sits there and she's going to cast Find Familiar and
Nice.
get Craig back.
Very cool. The item lets you cast it once per day, right?
Yes,
It says-
that's
okay,
correct.
Cool.
I don't have any spell slots left.
Well, it also normally it has components that cost gold to do it. So like there's the components, but they actually have like a gold cost associated. Like they're like
yeah,
they're like
10
nice.
gold. Oh,
It's like
yes.
nice
Mhm.
charcoal and nice herbs and like
Yep.
wizarding shit. But I think because the
Yeah.
item gives you a once per day
Once
usage of
per
it, you
day
don't have to
use.
do the material components.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
while
didn't see
we are
the 10
doing
gold
this,
piece worth.
Miriik will cast Whisper, or sorry, Message, and whisper to Narkissa, "Go when you're ready."
Oh.
As she's just kind of like cooking and using the crackling of the fire to almost help hide this whisper.
Narkissa doesn't really do anything as like in response to it. She's just acting normal, and then she's just kind of. Can I roll a stealth to kind of?
Yeah, let me double check something.
Just bump into one of the.
Oops. Trip, fall.
I will say that normally stealth requires that you like break line of sight. What I'm gonna say is, instead of with Dex, do charisma. So do you have expertise in
Oh
stealth?
no,
I don't know.
I don't have expertise in stealth. I have just regular.
So give me a charisma check with +2.
Oh,
So whatever your charisma bonus is, and then +2 on top of that for proficiency.
just it's gonna be a 13.
13. The guards are paying attention. Eventually, one of them sort of like warbles into existence, and is also like just watching you guys. But basically you're not like, it's not about like ducking behind something or moving quietly. It's about like acting the least suspicious of this gaggle of nonsense that's happening to
Yes.
where like they
Yes.
are far more focused on like Miriik and Winnie and what bullshit is happening there. And like Pebble is there and is like, what are those
This
two
looks-
doing?
I'm making it look real weird.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm making it look
You're
super
adding
weird.
extra steps that don't need to be in there. Just like, ooh, what am I doing? Ooh, and they don't know what a find familiar spell is. It's like, what the fuck is going on? So
Yeah.
Narkissa is just able to sort of slip away, unbeknownst to them, and they aren't like paying good enough attention to really clock that.
Nice.
Woo! Just. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be
And as the
suspicious.
other one like pops in, Miriik will turn and offer them food as well and be like, eat.
Yeah. Oh, and I had her on here. She's not actually.
She's gone. Yeah.
She's been.
Yeah,
gone.
I also I
Yep.
I figured that. I
She's
was like,
having
well,
a chat.
I'm not gonna walk past you. I think that's why I didn't bring Winnie any closer. I was like, what is she doing here?
What's she
I'm
doing
gonna
here? Great. Let me. So, Find Familiar completes. I'm assuming this is all gonna be happening kind of like at the same time as what Narkissa is doing.
because it takes an hour, so I milk the hour.
Yeah. Milk the hour.
Miriik just
Uh,
starts like lounging in their fucking camp area and is like, no, I'm eating. We're fucking done. I'm done. I
Yep.
don't want to deal with you.
Amazing. So, all that transpires. Narkissa, are you keeping your lantern out as you are traversing the dark depths of this cavern?
I am having it on dim.
Okay, so you're just going by like the little 5 feet of dim and like very carefully, like slowly maneuvering through the dark of this place.
Yes.
Okay. Give. Let me. Do.
So ready.
Gotta go back to the other map.
Gotta go back to the other map. Let's see. Swoop. And then go. Swoop. Okay, so you can get back down to the bottom of the stairs. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. What I am curious about is, how are you treading back? Are you attempting to just follow back the same exact way you came in?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna clear all those off. Don't think. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm going to pilot your token to simulate the darkness, because you don't know except where your feet are, where you're going really. So give me a survival check.
Oh, wow. That'd be a 19.
19. That is pretty darn good. It's 5 feet of dim light, right?
Mhm.
Cool. I'm updating your token.
I
That's
will-
horrifying. I'm just watching it on this map, and it's horrifying to imagine this little radius of darkness just like moving through, and you're seeing these like, it's doing that thing where shapes that you would see in bright light that are completely benign, like just start getting elongated and stretched and like looking like things as you are moving through these like mushroom patches, these tall poof balls and toadstools and all these things just looking like heads sort of glowering at you in like the weird floating shadowy distance. There's a lot of phosphorescence happening, so like it's a little bit easier to be like, okay, it's just a fungus, it's just a thing, it's fine, all of this is fine. And you remember, okay, that's where we fought the Gricks. You're moving through. Give me a perception check.
Nine.
You're following through the footsteps. You're seeing like where like Miriik's. Does Miriik wear shoes, or is Miriik doing the Dragonborn claws out thing?
She has nice boots. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
She
They
is
are
posh.
soft leather.
She is posh, excuse you.
The fact that she's gone this long without washing those clothes is starting to bother her.
Yep, valid. Hey, I didn't know.
She's like, it's starting to itch my scales. My
Wash
scales are getting
clothes?
dry. I don't have any balm or lotions.
What's
So you-
lotion?
You are seeing where
They can start having that conversation in the background while
This is happening. We have a conversation on bathing etiquette.
yeah. So you are
we're
seeing
just going to
those
get
like
you a pedicure for that fungus situation.
you were
I
seeing
like
those
my
spots in the fungus of the cavern where like footfalls have happened, tracing backwards. Miriik's exquisite boots now dirtied by this horrible cavern. Eventually making your way into that more jagged, narrow passage. There is a moment where there is this like noise kind of like in the distance. You feel it echo around the cave and you're not really able to like pinpoint where it was. Maybe it was your stomach growling, maybe you're in the mood for a ration or something. It was just sort of a blip on your radar, but it is quickly gone. You continue through the caverns. Roll me a d12.
Oh, wow. 2.
2. And one more survival check one.
11.
11. This DC on this one was much lower. Now that you're in sort of the more narrow caves, it's a little bit easier for you to like trace left-hand wall, right? And remembering where you came from. You see that room with the poison fungus where you got the magic sword from. Continuing north, taking a turn, and you see the room where you fought the Sturges. Easy walk across the little ravine that runs through there and up the stairway back into that large stair heading down from the mountain door level. So you are back in orc territory.
Whew. That was a trip. And thankfully I didn't get hurt.
You rolled what you
Hopefully
needed
nothing-
to.
Hopefully I caught nothing's attention and he is not stalking me again.
I just imagine you get there, you're like, I'm here. What was I supposed to ask? Like,
The stress of the trip just shunted all of the goal out of the brain. Yep.
Shoot, what did Miriik ask? No. Alright. So, now that I'm in the orc kind of territory, can I get to that, like, the room that had the secret door? So that's, like, the one where it had, like, all the beds and stuff, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and you do see like a couple of the like you enter that room, and you can see like there are several orcs there, and they start to like pick up axes and kind of like do we need to do something about this? And Ler'k is there and quickly like mollifies them.
Lo, what do you require?
So we need help.
What?
There's some folks that are down a level below that are doing some military shenanigans. Unfortunately, that friend that Winny was looking for is captured by them. We were wondering if there was a way to get some reinforcements from you guys. And maybe kind of, siege the lower level.
This is a big ask so soon into us reclaiming the tribe. This is...
Fine.
Are these the lizard creatures that are down below?
No, it's... How do you pronounce it?
Duergar?
Like... Duergar? duergar.
Not dragon.
Like, no, not a dragon. It's like they're dwarves,
Oh,
but like the dark kind.
hot topic dwarves.
Exactly.
Emo dwarves.
My chemical dwarves.
Taking
System
back
of the
dwarves.
dwarf.
The next 20 minutes of the show is just us fucking doing puns, band names. No.
Panic at the dwarf.
If I make a hot dwarf, that's what that segment will be, is Panic at the Dwarf.
We have not encountered them before. That is an unknown enemy to us, and I am hesitant to make an enemy so soon. There are still more of our number out on patrol, more of our number that do not know that change has happened, and we will need to be prepared for them arriving back. Otherwise, our numbers will be fractured rather quickly.
Yeah.
How soon would you need this to happen?
I would say soon-ish, but we can wait like a day or two, I think. Depending on how long you need, we can stall for time.
The other foragers are not set to return. Not tomorrow, but the next day. It is already late in the day. I do not know if you know. The caverns can be rather difficult to keep track of time.
Well, I just naturally am bad at keeping time.
There's that. So,
Okay. Next day. Not tomorrow, but the next day.
that is the soonest
Okay.
I would feel comfortable making a move. However, even then, I will need support from the tribe. I will need to actually talk to them and make sure that this is something we wish to do.
Okay.
It is not necessarily
I don't know if you-
advantageous for us to just go into a conflict that is not our own.
True. They are kind of encroaching on your territory and building. No, not. They're doing something weird. I don't know. Somebody mentioned military cult.
We've not heard from them all this time that we've been at the mountain door, so I am hesitant to think that their goal is expansion. The lizard creatures we have had to deal with, and that is why we did not have any qualms sealing up the passage deeper in. That would be my next concern, is if we move en masse down there, and the lizard creatures are left undealt with, it would be an enemy at our backs, potentially.
I think we faced a few of them already. So we've lessened their numbers, but I don't know if we've entirely exterminated them.
Is there a clear way out? Vak and Thrag animal husbandry is not my main concern, and they are clearly anxious to return to wandering outside.
Yes. There is a way outside from there because we encountered a bear, and that bear went outside.
Well, that would be either interesting friendship or a good first trial for the two pups.
Okay. Thinking I should take them with me, or do you think?
If you are okay shepherding them down, that would be good.
Yeah, I think I could do that and get the dogs off your hands, considering I'm pretty sure they are a double handful.
Most assuredly. So, yes,
All right, well,
that is all I am able to speak to on that front right now. If you are able to take this news to the others, talk it over, I will convey the message to those here.
all right. Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Ler'k.
You're welcome.
Now, time to explore these spooky-ass caves.
And she accompanies you far enough at least to like get Vak and Thrag and like, you know, give a little like handoff of like, hey, follow her. And they seem to be like slightly skeptical. They remember combat, but they also remember surviving combat. So they're in tow.
Hey, I never laid a hand on them during combat.
Yep.
I tried and failed to appease them.
Yes. But you are able to. You gotta lead them down to the exit cavern?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me another d12 and another survival check.
I got a 9.
On the d12?
Yep.
Mm.
And then a 13 on the survival.
Give me a perception check.
A 5.
5. Ooh. Yeah. So, as you are coming back down into the Glitterhame, you are leading Vak and Thrag. They're sort of bumping around behind you. Their paws are at least like a nice baseline level of stealthy, though. They're just padding behind you pretty quietly. And you are not being overly unquiet. Would you be moving stealthily as you're moving down?
Yes.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Okay, that one rolled a little better. It's going to be a 22.
22. Very sneaky.
I got one thing going for me.
I do one thing on this ship. I'm having to keep, Revertables, I'm having to keep that song from intrusively inserting itself in my mind right now. It's just right.
It's too late. I'm in it now.
Oh, God. Not watching chat. Focusing on dungeon. Rah, scary. Rah. Going down those steps, you start to hear some like wet splashing noises and kind of like muddy movement. And I'll say instinctually, you know well enough that like you can't see down there, but you do like quickly like close the lantern all the way so that there's no like light traveling down. Total darkness descends on that wet stairway that you're standing on. You could hear like a little uneasy like toenail scratch on the stonework behind you. And like a little, like you feel like a muzzle like sort of like push your back. Curious as to why you stopped. And you start to smell that wretched stench again. And it's you hear wet footprints like quickly skittering away. Few more minutes go by of total darkness just the sound of trickling water and the two direwolves behind you breathing uneasily. Fairly certain that you are alone in this chamber. Do you continue down?
Yes. Cautiously and slowly.
Miriik,
Trying to keep like my hand on the wall.
Miriik and Winnie, what are y'all doing back at Dwarf Town?
How long has it been?
I'll say at this point you've got Craig back out.
So it's been an hour?
The fire sort of like kindles, and it's not this like, it's not like a roaring little fire. It's just the burning of those little rocks and those twigs, and they start to like fold in and mushify into the little round, wet, furry form of.
I'm waiting. I don't know if I can do this, but if not, I will just change how I've done it. But I want to be trying to hold off on completing the spell until I hear the door behind me at any sort of like noise happening there. And if not, then I'm just keeping him like a little bit secret, so the duergar are like, what is she doing over there? What's going on over there? And then as soon as I hear any sort of noise behind me, I'm gonna like let him go and have fun, and like have the best amount of fun with him, like a kid playing with a dog.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to do, if I can try.
Okay. I will roll a luck roll for you.
Okay.
I rolled high, so it's good for you. It's about at like the 55-minute mark that door opens. And I'm on the wrong. I've got too many maps. Too many maps.
All the map.
All the maps. We just had to split the party.
Look, I tried finding other ways around it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that duergar woman emerge from that back room and walk back in, closing the door behind her.
At this point, Miriik has gotten out her like bedroll. She's setting up, still surprisingly in precision line with all the rest of the bedrolls, as she's like, no, there's order here.
And you see her come out, and like there was just sort of a like, just strolling, I'm going about my business, and then she stops and just like gives you this like,
Food?
making yourself comfortable.
Well, we've cleared one of the rooms, and we decided that having a bit of a rest would be best before we decided to handle any of the rest of this for you.
Sure. Rest is good.
Always is. Did you have a pleasant conversation?
She's just like looking at the back half of the room. Man, there's a fuckload of space over there.
Yes, and there's a fire here, so.
You can't make a fire on your own? Too
I certainly
hoity-toity
can.
for that.
Would you like this entire space to be filled with smoke, or would you prefer to keep it in a singular place? Because any fire I make is going to be rather electric.
I prefer my camp to be my camp, and your camp to be your camp. If you cleared a room, sounds like you got a room.
And yet, at the moment, we have a common goal, do we not? For us to clear these other rooms for you.
We might have common goal. We do not have common organization nor space.
There's plenty of space here, and I've had no complaints from your compatriots.
My compatriots are not designated for complaints. That's my department. I'm making one. Move yourself.
We want to kill them so bad.
The urge to just be like, lightning!
Knife in the throat.
There's the crackling in the back of her throat as she's like biting it back for Well, I wouldn't want to make you uncomfortable, of course. There is food that we've already made, if you're hungry.
No, thank you, but I do appreciate it, and I appreciate you hearing my complaint and taking it in good faith. You keep to yours, we'll keep to ours. I think that's the best way of moving forward and creating a stable partnership.
I do enjoy stability, so understandable. And we'll move her stuff over to where Winnie is making this mess of a situation.
And I have given your request to the higher-ups. Which is going to
head
come...
swivels like an owl's as she faces the back, like just facing the back door, and she just like, thank you.
Aren't you?
And then it swivels back.
Sadly, I am not in the know on how long it will take for them to get back to us, but a request has been made.
I understand how the chain of command goes. It will take time to pass the information forward to those who can make decisions.
I just appreciate you asking for me.
You're very welcome.
I go back to covering what I'm doing.
This duergar, like, you see him move over the main guard and just starts giving this, like, sort of whispered play-by-play of what the fuck has been going on in this room.
This one took over like she fucking belonged with us. That one's doing weird shit the fuck over there.
Yep. It's just like, I didn't know how to handle it. I really...
Don't worry about it. They're just testing us. It's fine.
So yeah, are you still trying to hold off on that Find Familiar finishing, or are you good with Craig?
If I can. Otherwise, I'm just hiding Craig. I didn't know which one you'd let me do.
Okay. I will say it's a Constitution saving throw to like try and hold the spell like at completion time.
I will do that.
Okay.
Constitution is not great. That's okay. A 14?
14. It's good enough. You're holding it. You could feel like this is going well. This is going well. And now like sort of freezing it at that last spot, you can see this little like burbling bit of fur in the middle, like like just trying to push its way out. You're like, no, hold on. And it's like a little sweat coming across your brow. Like it's definitely work holding it there.
Yes, yeah, that's fine. That's all good. I feel like that, if anything, makes it more interesting to the other guards.
The other duergar just like,
what
the fuck?
Once Miriik kind of like gets closer to me, I kind of like gesture my head like the other way, and I scooch back, and I put my back to that back door.
Mm-hmm.
And then I continue, so then I'm doing it in front of me now.
Yes.
And the guards can see forward to me. And hopefully, I'm just going to stay like that. Like I'm holding my breath in a tunnel.
Continuing to hold Craig back from being birthed into this reality once more.
Exactly.
Winnie, you know when I said you needed to practice magic, I did not mean practice holding your breath along with it. Proper breathing exercises are important.
I try and hold for like maybe a couple more minutes, but I probably can't for much longer.
Oh, my mom, I think, was like, he, who. Is that a thing?
It might be.
Never heard that particular sort, but I've never been in the birthing chambers.
Yeah, maybe it's not for spellcasting.
Not in my experience, no, but yes, you may
when he starts, she's just trying to make this look like a big like ritual that's unnecessarily big. Yeah.
Yes.
You can make me do a performance check if you'd like.
No, I love it. I feel like just the stress of trying to maintain magic that isn't your own is already like making it a bigger thing in terms of like observable level of effort.
Yeah.
Narkissa. Do you relight your lantern?
I don't know why I just had dramatic music just pop in my head, like those dramatic violins are like, dun, Didn't. I'm just like, oh god. Oh god, what do I pick? You know what? Since it's been a few minutes, I'm gonna just put it back on dim.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna carefully try and find the way out that the bear went so that I can take
Cool.
the puppos. The puppos.
It's easy enough to find. You descend the stairs. That smell is still rank in this room. And it wasn't there when you came in, like when you were leaving to go up. Give me an investigation check.
I love
You're like,
it.
something I'm good at. Yay!
Finally! It's gonna be come on. Investigation. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. At first you're like, other than the smell, nothing's changed in this room. And then you notice that one of the Sturge corpses is missing. And the others have kind of like been tossed around. And rolling over that survival check you did earlier, you're seeing like claw marks and like sort of three-toed padding around this area. You hear
I'm in danger.
You hear one of the direwolves behind you like start to like kind of like growl. Its hackles are coming up and it's just sort of staring over at like the southern edge of the room. It stays close to you. It's like growling in that direction, but like, hey, we should move. Like it's like urging you forwards wherever you're leading them. You are able to exit that room. You lead them to where the tunnel is.
Ta-da!
They both start
Able to go
sniffing
outside from here.
around the like exit tunnel where its main part is, and you see them sort of like conferring, and they just give you like a quick like look back. One of them like very quickly licks your hand, and then they both like pad off into the darkness of the tunnel.
Nice.
What is your passive
Winnie's
perception?
My passive perception is 12.
12. You don't hear anything. Smell is growing stronger.
I'm gonna start to kind of pick up. I'm still gonna try and move stealthily if I can, but try to like pick up pace to like get back to meet up with the group.
Okay. Give me stealth with disadvantage, because you are trying to move quickly.
Ooh, how dare.
How dare I?
Ooh. How dare. That is gonna be a 7.
7.
I'm focusing on getting the fuck out of here more than being stealthy.
Yep. You very much feel that, like, it's that sensation. I don't know if I'm the only one who gets this, but that feeling of, like, you've turned the lights off in the house, you're walking towards your bedroom, and you've just turned your back on the rest of the fucking house that is now pitch black, and you could just feel the fucking Japanese water demon, like, crawling over your couch behind you, and it's just, like, every hair on the back of your neck stands up, and you're just like, fuck, 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 and you just, like, move with urgency. Yeah. Like, dignified enough that if someone saw you, you could excuse it, but definitely booking it more than need be for any sane-minded person. It is that sensation.
That's very...
You are moving south towards that pinch point where it becomes like little alleyways of tunnel. And you are feeling that vacuous sense of there's more cavern behind you than there is in front of you. And you definitely hear that of like wet, clawed footsteps behind you. What do you do?
I'm gonna see if there is a kind of, I forget what it's called, like a stalagmite or just like something that I can hide behind real quick and then like shut off my lamp again.
Cool. Give me... I'm gonna say give me a stealth check. We'll roll the luck of there being a stalagmite here into the stealth check. Not disadvantage, just straight stealth.
It's gonna be a 14.
Because they are actively looking for you, I will roll perception against that. Darkness once more. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ah. That's gonna be an 11.
11. Give me another stealth check.
Dirty 20.
You feel claws tap at the rock above your head. This like wave of just it's like you opened a trash can that needed to be emptied last month, and just your whole body like starts to curl in on itself and almost wrench. You stomach it and you just like pinch your insides hard enough to not let that sound verbalize. There's another one to the other side. The stench starts to decrease and slowly dissipate.
It's just gonna wait just like a few minutes and then just start carrying on, because the more she stays there, the more likely they might return.
You continue on the path. You know the way. Having to turn that light back on. As you reach the cavern, you see the glinting of 4 eyes look back over at you, over the expanse of fungus. I need you to roll initiative for me.
No!
It's gonna be 10 for me.
You see the eyes looking at you. What do you do? Also say you don't, to give you situational awareness of where you are, you don't see the door, but you know where the door is.
I'm going to basically be using my whole action to just run. So that's my action, my movement, and my bonus action.
It is like the kids in fucking Jurassic Park in the kitchen, and it is you and these things sprinting towards the same objective. You beat them on initiative. So with your roguish speed, you are able to very quickly close the distance, fly through that door, and slam it closed behind you. And you hear like claws scraping on iron just behind you as you leave them back in the cavern.
Okay. I did not piss myself. Okay, I'm still alive, still got my limbs, still got my shoulder stitch. We're good. Okay, let's just go back. Let's just go back. Let's just go. Oh,
Travel up the stairs, find that secret door that you know exactly where it is after much trial and error.
where my shoulder stitch came from.
And, excuse me. You all hear that same dwarvish, like, Achtung, Achtung! Like, you hear that go off again. And the duergar are like, wait.
And I
fuck. Like,
open.
you pop open the cage.
Yep. And Craig let go of Craig at the same time. Oh.
The one that's nearest is just sort of like, what the fuck is that? It's just like giving this horrible face at this furry little blorp thing that is like a Stretch Armstrong that's been abused and is covered in Chewbacca fur. Like if the mashup between Stretch Armstrong and Chewbacca is this little horrible rat blorb that is now slurping across the floor.
He's a pomegranate filled with kidneys.
Yep.
That was a sentence you just said.
Mm-hmm.
I had not realized she intended to go far afield to relieve herself.
And Narkissa, you rejoin everyone in the throne room, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Cool.
Getting back in. It's like, oh, shit.
They give you, like, clearly something was up here, but, like, they're not hurt, so they're like, fine, that's fine.
I have no, like, markings or claw scratches on me. I'm just like, I look fine, and it's just like, man, it is absolutely terrifying to piss out there.
I did not realize you intended to go so far, though I know you are apt to wandering.
You know, it happens. I see a shiny thing, and I get so excited about it.
As we have
Then I
all
gotta stare at it.
Makes sense.
Oh, hey, look. It's Craig.
Craig's back.
Welcome back, little guy.
Send
Little
him.
pet.
Oh, I love him so much. His little nubs.
That's right. Boo.
It's little nubs.
Well, the message has been delivered, but we've received no answer as of yet. They are going through the process.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And they
So I
don't
take it
want
we're
us-
just... Oh, sorry.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, no, I was gonna say, I guess we're just left to clear up the rooms then.
And take our rest, yes.
Oh,
They don't
God.
want us to join their camp, though.
It is best to keep these things separate, as we are not a part of their unit.
Very strict by the sounds.
Yes, though we had hoped for some level of camaraderie, it is understandable.
Some people don't want to make friends.
I actually yelled that a little bit louder than
We're all just being mildly snobby.
These duergar are probably like, what the fuck? Who are these people? Just walking in here with this attitude.
They are, I'll say they are sort of like taking it in good humor is like the best description of it, where it's like, we shoved you out of our theoretically much nicer campsite. So yeah, you're going to be a little bit salty about that. That's fine. You go over there and you be salty over there.
It's that lovely level of like military humor of just ribbing at each other.
Yeah.
Is what it has become.
Uh-huh.
Should we start a nicer fire pit?
Yes.
Well, I wasted all the kindling on that room, but we have plenty that we can fetch.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Spend the next hour chiseling bricks out of the kitchen so then I can build a perfect fire pit in the front door.
Take all the dishes that I cleaned to like serve the food on.
I just want to make sure that I'm understanding the level of petty that's in operation right now. The kitchen,
Hi.
which I will remind you, has many hearths.
Yes.
We're ditching those in favor of making a second
in fact,
campfire.
We are taking the bricks away from the hearths in order to make our own fire.
I thought that was the case. I just wanted to like, hey, sometimes we forget. And it's okay to be reminded that things exist. Yep.
No, I'm taking
We are
the bricks
taking
from
the
the
dishes.
hearth.
We are washing the dishes in order to finish cooking dinner and eat dinner on dishes in front of them.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Mhm. Actually, question. Was there water access in the kitchen? You said that there was no access to the stream, but was there like a well?
There's
Or
not,
like,
like,
you know how they have
spigots.
like, no spigot or anything to pull up water from there?
No, you're imagining that if this place were functioning, people would pail it over from the river that's in like that foundry
I'm
area.
sure
They would
there
just
are
load it up
stale
with
as
buckets.
fuck buckets.
There's
of
buckets that like
old
have
water.
dry, like the water is either gone from just constant evaporation or due to the humidity of the cavern, it's in there and just absolutely not okay. Well, maybe for Winnie.
Winnie doesn't mind, but I can fetch fresh water if you like. I know where there is some.
appreciated.
Cool. I'm going to walk over to the duergar at this door. I'm going to stand back and I say to the duergar, even though I'm kind of pointing at the lady because she's the one that can understand me.
Yeah.
I say, I have a bucket, one of the dried buckets, and I say,
Can we have some water for our camp? I don't want you to get it for me because that seems rude, but I also don't want to go in the room that you said we're not supposed to go in. I'm in a little conundrum.
and this is where I'm at, and I hold the bucket half out, half in. If you would permit me, I'm happy to collect my own water and maybe even some for you.
We really are testing the boundary of where polite company is for our relationship, aren't we?
Water is polite. Is pushing the boundary?
Oh, I'm just saying.
Do you have
our
access to
supply of
water anywhere else?
I happen to know that the caverns down below has plenty of water.
There are also scurry creatures back there too, which we will deal with, but we need to rest first.
Right.
Unless they deal with us first and then make their way up here to become your problem, which is the opposite of what we're currently trying to achieve for you.
They haven't gotten up here the whole time we've been here. So.
No,
I
they
mean,
haven't.
we can fix that. We can just make it a party up in here.
Oh. Be a good way to
Please.
build a relationship.
I get some water.
Please, can I get some
May I
water?
have some more,
I will
sir?
close my eyes the entire time, or you can grab it for me, but I'm trying not to, you know what I'm trying to do, right?
I know what you're trying to do. Persuasion check.
I've got my eyes closed. Oh, I got a 19, but I got a -2, so 17.
Oh,
It's not bad.
That's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm rechecking what this lady's DC is, because they actually wrote down a DC for... Okay. Well, see, here, we would group this under strategic advantages. We have the strategic advantage of an easy, potable water source. You have the strategic advantage of being kind of adorable when you beg. So, how about for 10 gold, we can get you some water?
Okay,
That sounds good.
20
I'm
if
paying
you're...
for it, so-
Well,
Ooh.
25 if you're willing to fetch 2 pails.
Most amicable.
Wonderful.
Done. Just hand over
Chest.
25 gold.
Bag, give to Winnie.
Yep.
And I flutter over there and I bring 2 buckets.
And she quickly like talks in Undercommon to the other duergar. Just and he like, sure. And just like grabs the 2 buckets, goes into the other room, closes the door behind him. Time passes. Comes back with 2 full buckets of water.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm just gonna walk over back to the kitchen. And we secretly go back into the kitchen and for our petty little plan.
Your petty little plan.
Cleaning up everything.
Clean the clothes while we're at it. Fuck
And
it.
when you bring out like the flatware to like eat off of, there is a genuine like full-throated chuckle from the woman. She's like, "Oh man, good, real good."
Now we have water that we can boil for like food and drink, and then water for clean.
Uh-huh.
Miriik will spend an extra hour legitimately just cleaning her clothes. Like, nah.
Mhm. Winnie's making the best fire pit, the most beautiful fire pit that's going to last eons.
Eons.
Narkissa, help.
Worlds will be born and die, but this fire pit shall remain.
Yes. This temple will crumble before my fire pit is even touched by the elements that exist in this world.
I just imagine them saying that as they're putting bricks down. I mean, like,
I will write stories and books and draw pictures of my fire pit.
and she draw pictures of it.
The duergar over the other
story
camp,
gonna be
she was
called-
not well.
Winnie's fire. Winvier's fire pit of the eons.
Incredible.
Neat.
Oh man.
Well, because she can do like cartwheels as she puts like
Uh-huh.
like bricks down in the air and stuff. She's just like,
Yep.
Spectacle of the
The
building.
spectacle of Craig is cartwheeling behind you with his little nubbins. You are able to assemble your stuff, mark off a ration, and if you would like to long rest, you can long rest. Do you do watch orders? Okay,
Yes.
I assumed so. Yes.
Yeah.
what was I marking off? You just said, oh, rations.
A ration, yeah. You've got the fresh water, but you do need the food. Incredible. Absolutely insane. So yeah, you were able to long rest. In this room, there's no random encounters because this is duergar territory. They don't want random encounters either. So
Oh, I have a mess kit, so we've got extra like pots and pans if
Yeah.
we need them.
and you've got your functional mess kit, and then all of like the dress mess kit from everything you've cleaned in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
I'm officially out of
Fancy
ration.
china.
Ooh.
Oh, I could give you one of mine.
Oh no, this is my last one.
Oh,
And then I'm down. Done. So I have to borrow some rations from tomorrow.
I keep seeing the word spicy juice, and it says
We're not
episode
touching the
31,
spicy juice.
Dwarf door juice, and it just makes me want to drink it because
Yep.
it's spicy juice.
Spicy juice.
But I know that's not what it is.
The intrusive thoughts won that day.
See, mine very specifically underneath says vial of lighter fluid.
That's
So that's how not to touch it, because I look at the spicy juice too and I go, oh, yes, no, that's not what we want. Okay. We're good.
Yes.
We're good.
Oh no, wait, it's that.
Yeah. I must have given all my rations to the dogs and the bear.
You've been handing out rations for animals for a long time now, yeah. Amazing. Alrighty. You are able to do your watch order. Nothing bad happens. Actually, each of you give me a d12 roll.
Will you do the art and add a fire pit, a beautiful fire pit?
12.
8.
4.
Which equals another 12.
I can't make the fire pit art because that is hard baked into the map, but I've made a new flickering little light where your fire pit is.
Excellent. Lovely.
There's a little flickering light where you're set up on your side of the room.
It's so beautiful it doesn't even need to be arted.
Doesn't need to be arted. Amazing.
That's just how ethereal it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hello, Joey737. Miriik, give me a perception check.
Yeah. Don't want to.
No.
That was all. You know what? No, I'm not gonna use it. That was almost a nat 20, and then it like landed back, and it's a 2.
Ah.
So. And I was like, oh, but inspiration. I'm not gonna waste inspiration on this. There are better things I can use that for.
Maybe.
Like
Hoard
being
it.
petty.
Hoard.
Like being petty. At some point during your watch, you hear, like, muffled through stone from the north. And like like there's words there, but you're like, oh no. Like you don't focus on them enough to hear what the words are.
No, I don't.
No thanks.
You just hear some wailing. Have I made this place creepy enough? I'm trying to hit the creepy.
Yes,
factor.
very.
Stop it.
I've already been making enough wet mouth noises to make this
Oh, I
place
know.
creepy.
My cheek pockets need a warm up.
I've spent this entire episode just like,
But you are able to finish your long rest. Nothing else of note happens.
okay.
Just a brief incident of wailing.
The dog.
The dogs are above us now.
That's Vak and Thrag out there bothering my mailman or whatever is happening that does not need attention.
How dare anyone come to the house?
Yeah.
Which I will tell Winnie about Vak and Thrag and just be like, so I let the puppies loose.
Oh,
I took
I'm
them to
glad.
the... Yeah, they were really
glad-
happy.
Thank you for doing that. Did you see anything else while you were out there?
I saw my life flash before my eyes for a second.
Oh, are you safe?
Yeah. It's just, you know those things that smell really bad?
Yeah, big lizard boys.
Yeah. I
More of
found
those?
those guys. Yeah, more of
Did you have to
those.
fight them?
No, luckily I managed to sneak away.
Whew. It's lucky.
I knew going into that solo was a terrible idea.
I think anyone else would have been noticed if they tried to leave, so I'm very glad that it was you.
I try my best to be stealthy. Kind of usually why I am stealthy is just to avoid conflict. Home, professors, the mailman, all things that can be avoided.
It must be exhausting.
Absolutely. But we're okay. And if we get and if we all get a chance to go to the kitchen and stuff, I can relay some of the information about the orb. Be like, hey guys, I'm gonna go and get something from the kitchen. Anybody wanna go and grab some dishes with me?
I kind of figured that was part of the while we were cleaning stuff. Be like,
Yeah.
Oh, transferring
what
information.
happened?
Okay, yeah.
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 So you're all
Like,
caught
it's
up
gonna-
on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know that they're gonna come after the day after.
perhaps,
Yeah.
perhaps they're going to.
Plus, they don't know how to get here, right?
They just know how to get to where Vak and Thrag. Thrag.
Vak and Thrag.
Vak and I've mixed their names up. Across them. That's fine.
Vak and Tag.
Yeah, Vak and Tag.
I'm gonna play Vak and Tag with Vak and Thrag.
So we can maybe meet them back there. I mean, they didn't seem too upset that we left. We've got to deal with them, right? Those monsters out there, so that's always good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
can
exactly.
busy ourselves with the work here.
Mm-hmm. We've
as it
still got,
were.
2 doors to the north that we can check out?
And from one of them, there was a unique sound in the evening. I could not tell if it was muffled talking or the moaning of a dying man, but it was something.
Oh. Does that sound familiar?
Are we gonna fight a ghost?
Well, yes, I have heard dying men before. They do tend to wail on for quite some time if they're not healed or handled.
Can we handle it?
I'm certain we can.
Great. We had a long rest. Do that.
You've had a long rest. I'll also say that you did see like a changing of the guard, sort of, with the duergar in this room. The duergar woman is like still here, posted up. Well, actually not posted up. She's asleep. She needs her rest.
Do I get all of my purple bag of tricks back every long rest?
Oh, that I
Or is
cannot
it-
remember.
What's green?
Oh,
Um,
absolute urge.
To set the camp on fire? Yeah.
We have spicy juice, and
And
they've got a
the-
fire which would light it, and if we just splash, it would catch all of their bedding that is nicely within a 5-foot radius of that fire.
The
and
other-
it's just killing me to not.
The other is sort of like Winnie, when you were in the foundry area, that more like official looking guy in charge duergar is
Mhm.
now like out here while the woman sleeps.
Ooh. Maybe he wants to be my friend.
I read the purple bag of tricks and it says once 3 wet fuzzy objects have been pulled from the bag can't be used again until the next midnight. So it would sound to me that it recharges at midnight.
It all recharges, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
get three per midnight is basically how
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah, unless of course I don't use all 3. Right? Nah.
No.
Do you reckon I'd have to? Okay, cool, perfect. Easy.
So like if you throw one, it's now at 2 left, and then a midnight happens, it goes back up to 3.
Cool.
If you throw all 3, you're at 0 uses, and then the midnight happens, it goes back up to 3.
Cool.
There's always 3 wet fuzzy objects in the bag.
Nice.
Please don't summon that stupid starfish.
I can't choose who pops out the bag, and sometimes it's a friend, and sometimes they're half friendly.
It's Patrick.
Fiery passion.
That was hilarious.
Plus, I mean, I could fill up the rooms with things from the bag if we need to after we clear it.
Oh yeah, we could just throw all 3 in a room and just let the chaos happen. Then we'll go in and clean up.
It does eventually vanish on its own.
They
You
go
can't,
at
like-
midnight,
yeah,
so we have
they
to
go-
do it first thing in the morning.
Yeah. That would be hysterical. Like, what's the next room? I don't fucking know. And then just close the door. Listen. Oh, seems clear. Go in there. Don't do that.
Up,
Don't make me roll for a fight.
It's like 2 of my friends. All right, you 2 come out here. You stay in there.
We are so close to thinning the veil. It's driving me insane. It's so
Oh,
close.
yes. I'm gonna do it right now.
Don't.
Done.
Excellent.
Love that
Well
creepy
then.
noise.
Winnie's like trying to make eye contact with the new person in the room.
Okay. Oh yeah, that guy. You would actually like, he has made eye contact with you before, and just sort of like, because he's the one that had the keys to open Daja's door, showed and then closed it. And he just sort of like is just like eating some rations. You can see that it's like this large dried mushroom cap, and he's just chomping away. He's just like notices, and then very specifically doesn't make any head movements either way, and then just like goes back to doing what he's doing.
Depending on how long we stay there, Winnie keeps eye contact. Well,
Keeps her eyes on him and waits for him to look, but she's just like,
Amazing.
that's it.
And I must thank those who have thinned the veil, because now I know what happens next. It was very much a like, up to y'all, and now something else has happened.
Yeah, I figured let's make something happen.
Let's make something pop off.
What?
The door
Duergar don't
behind
have
the
any
throne.
bugs, do they?
Okay.
Don't have any what?
Bugs in them. That's not even been a
Bugs.
little bit. Yeah, bugs in their
Oh,
tongue.
like dreamlings. No.
Yes.
No sign of dreamlings.
Go.
In fact, now that you've been here a long rest, Narkissa, give me a, I'd say wisdom check. This isn't quite insight. This is just wisdom.
Ooh, that's a nat 20.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Narkissa,
20.
you notice that like those sort of like under the surface sensations you get from Keegan, they're still there, but they feel so distant and like numbed by comparison. It's like you like if you were used to touching and feeling with a hand and then your hand went numb and you just like can't feel with it that well anymore. It's that sensation while you're here. She's not gone, she's just very, very suppressed. And at that moment, the door at the back of the throne room opens. A new figure comes entering, along with a couple of other fun little folks. And I will describe what this person looks like. Although for both audience and some players, you already know this person. Heavy footfalls. Two other duergar step into the room, sort of flanking the door, following loosely this figure that's just entered, but aren't following like super close behind. They're just letting him lead the way. He's got his shit, it's Dustin. He's got his amazing. I love the jokes in chat. This is great. He has his dark ashen hair pulled back into a little bit of a knot. Long braided beard with heavy chunks of stone, runes carved into them all over. A massive axe forged out of glittering, shimmering metal is across his back. Is this them? He sort of gestures across. Oh, and you see like this sort of like wry grin that woman's been wearing this entire time in her dealings. Like she's about to answer sort of like flippantly and then sees who it is. Absolute steel-faced, stands up at attention and like gives like a half bow. And is like, yes, this is the group that's requested some sort of parley for the prisoner. Well, that might be handy. They've been obstinate. As he makes his way down the steps and across the fire pit. What's everyone's passive perception?
14.
12.
10.
Winnie, you notice as he moves past the fire pit, some of the rocks sort of like roll towards his foot.
Has he got like stone feet?
He doesn't have stone feet. It's just he's walking like with a normal stride. He's carrying himself like anyone would. And there's
Sounds
just
like
this
a stone
heaviness.
golem or something. Yeah.
There's a heaviness to his footfalls.
Well, glad you've been getting along of sorts. In this sort of dual-sided camp. I love to see camaraderie and cooperation.
Miriik will move to stand and give almost like a sharp salute against their chest and a dip of their head.
Ah. Haven't dealt with your kind in some time.
We don't tend to stray far from home.
No, you don't. Well, this is good. It's good to get out and about. Introductions are in order. You've been dealing with my lieutenant here. She's a little bit slow to make friends. But
Understandably so.
Don't you worry, I can tell.
I can assure you she means well, and she does her job well, which is the most important part. Garrett.
As she gives like a little nod of her head.
She's been doing well. I am Grimma Banesalt. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Who are you?
Woo! Okay. I don't.
Miriik will dip their head again and simply reply, Miriik Silverwing.
I'm Pebble.
You can call me Narkissa.
And I'm Winnie. Winnie, Winveer. It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well. Now, I have to ask, curiosity, more than anything, has driven me to come here. Because normally, not gonna lie, wouldn't bother. I got a lot on my plate, right?
We are below your pay grade. It is understandable.
Maybe not, though.
I don't think
Curiosity has brought me before you.
True.
How did you come to know this Daja? Who is Daja to you?
My friend. Someone who I want safe.
How'd you meet? That's a bond of kinship.
We met in a cavern, kind of like this-ish, somewhere else. And they kept me safe. So this is, what friends do. We would be offering the same friendship to you.
Would you now?
Yes, we already cleared out the kitchen.
Does that go for all of you? Friendship on offer.
Camaraderie and a common cause. My friendship is a little more difficult to earn.
Common causes I can respect.
And respect, hopefully.
Now you say you met in a dungeon, cavern like this. Oh, I'm sorry, what were you gonna say? Narkissa?
Oh. I was gonna say my friendship's on offer as long as you're not crazy.
We're all crazy down here, though.
I don't really like that one. And I point at the woman.
And she just sort of like...
Garrett's rough with all of them. You gotta take the good with the bad.
Of course, I get it. I just wanted you to know that we're being honest. She's not getting my friendship.
That's fine. I respect honesty.
So, out of curiosity, you met in a cavern like this? That's a little bit odd, I would say.
Why?
Well, normally people enter caverns together.
I don't think we didn't enter together, did we?
You did.
Oh, we did. Oh,
You-
shit.
you had met-
I'm misremembering
Okay,
something.
If
I'm
you
sorry.
are misremembering, this is me prompting you to either
Yes,
deception
I-
check or...
Did we get introduced by Papa to go together?
Yes, you met up at
Okay,
the
I
Shadespire.
apologize. Yep.
beforehand.
Okay, then I share that instead. I apologize. I genuinely did think that we met in the cavern to begin with.
No
with
worries.
Seisha.
What do you share exactly?
I share that we explored a dungeon together. We met before, but it was a brief introduction, a job to do, and we got the job done.
Job for whom?
Papa.
A tiny little smirk curls up at the corner of his mouth. Papa! That feels like a name I should know, but I don't.
Well, I don't know them by any other name.
Any way to recognize him? What does this Papa look like?
They wear a cloak most of the time. They probably look like me, I bet.
This is your dad?
Yes.
Interesting. Where does your dad live?
Where does he live?
You would know Papa's place of residence to be the Shadespire.
Shadespire. Has Papa told me never to share that?
No?
Nope. Shadespire.
There it is.
This has some meaning to you?
Well, everything has meaning to those who look hard enough.
I bet he would love to meet you. You seem very interesting and full of stories.
It's so funny you should say that. Because I tried to meet your Papa. Damn place is real hard to get to. No, and he doesn't seem to want any visitors. So I'll tell you
Well,
what.
I mean, I could put in a good word for you if you were to release my friend.
You're quick. You're quick. I don't even get the deal out of my mouth, and she's already saying it to me. This is great. I love working with efficient people.
It seems to be beneficial for me to say the deal first.
I like it. Well, yeah. This is... So are you thinking I release your friend first, and then you go about your business with little urgency, plenty of urgency, something in between, and give
If
me an
I can be
agreement?
completely honest with you, I myself don't have a way to communicate with him until he is ready to check in next. We are happy to continue to clear out the caverns until I do hear from him. I don't have anywhere else to be except for with Daja. But my friends I cannot speak for. They also don't have that power either, so I don't want them being held to any sort of deal.
I will stand at your side.
Thanks, Miriik.
Narkissa? Including yourself in the deal, or
Oh,
a
yes.
friendly third party?
Well, I'll include myself in the deal. It's not like I'm losing anything on it.
What an interesting group. Pebble just sort of like, sure.
You haven't given us any other reason to not do this, right?
That's fair.
You've been on our side and receptive to our needs. Why wouldn't we be receptive to yours?
Each deal has been met fairly and followed through with.
See, you can say a lot of bad stuff about Garrett, but she establishes trust. To an extent. Not familial trust, not friendly trust, but you understand that a deal's a deal. And those are terms I like to operate within. So, I free Daja. You do whatever it is you want to do. Clear the halls, don't clear the halls. I don't particularly care, just don't bother us in our dealings, right?
Mhm.
In exchange, you get me an audience with Papa.
The deal was get word.
Word.
To Papa.
Mm.
Put in
Not an
a good
audience.
word. I said.
Uh,
I can't force him to do anything. I can barely get him. I don't know. I mean, he is my father, but I can't force him to do anything.
That's fair. That's fair. Fathers would do a lot to save their children, though.
I think that maybe you have the wrong idea. He's sent me down here.
Because trust
Knowing-
you.
Yeah, but knowing fully well that I might not come back. He don't mind. I think I've been dead before. That's all she's gonna say. She's just putting it in his mind that, like, she's died before. Like, well,
Yep.
maybe she can come back. Maybe killing her is pointless. Maybe capturing her is pointless.
Popping up like daisies.
Interesting saying.
More like a fungus.
The fungus among us. Okay, how about then? When do you need your friend? How do we move this to the next step? Because I could say, oh, we could quibble over, no, I want a meeting guaranteed, but we both know that you can't do that. Papa's his own man, like you said.
I think the question is, how long do you need her friend?
She's doing good work. Not essential work, but good work. She's helping
Under
things
duress?
along. If that's what you want to call it, yeah. But yeah.
Perhaps it would be easier for her to continue this work if she were to have more freedoms, better company, but still remain in the area until we can assure that the message has been passed along.
I like that you bring up remain in the area. And one of the two duergar behind him sort of like walks up and pulls out like a box. You said it, not me, but I was going, you're both living in my head, and I like it. We're on the same page. I could free your friend. Easy. She stays in this level of Kudrakar. Until we get word about whether or not Papa's gonna have an audience with me. If he does, great. Full freedom. Do whatever you want. Plunder the depths. Hell, I'll even show you to the back door if you need to get out of here faster. If not, Daja keeps working for us. They've had a taste of freedom, and we'll maybe know that working with us will make that expedited for the next time. Does this seem amicable?
How long? Until the task you have given her is complete and she has earned her freedom.
Unsure. Problem with research and development is research and development. You never really know these things.
You're saying if you do not get the meeting with Papa, she could remain here for some decades yet.
I'd like it to not be decades. I'm moving up to
Research
speed
and
too.
development, my friend.
I know. I'm not saying I
There's
want it to
always
be
a
a
give
long
and take.
time. I'm just saying it is what it is. Falls back
And
under
if
my
we were
control.
capable of assisting her in this research and development to help speed things along. not under duress.
That would take a longer conversation. One that I'd be willing to have on the other side of whatever this papa decision is. Does that make
Understandably
sense?
so. We can leave it as
We've
an
got
open
time.
topic.
Well, what I was thinking is, if you all have other things to attend to down here, I wanna...
We've not.
Technically, no, not if you don't care if we clear out the halls.
it would be nice.
But not part of the deal.
No.
It'd be nice if you let her go no matter what message I got to my father, right?
Sure. I was just saying that as a show of good faith, I could release her into your custody now. You have to stay within the foundry level, but
Of course.
It's fine.
you'd be able to walk the halls with your friend.
Perfect. Let's do that.
You would have to both wear these. And the box opens and you can see these heavy shackles. Just 2 of them. They're not even shackles, more like cuffs.
What are they?
Binders. They're just gonna make sure you stay close to us.
Or what?
Bad things.
How do they come off?
When you say that Papa has reached out, it's a no or a yes, or Papa hasn't reached out yet, but we need to go away. I'll take him off. Daja comes back to us. You go about your business.
It seems as though that would be a bit heavy for my friend here. Would you mind if someone else amongst the group would be willing to wear it?
Persuasion check.
$18.
They're not that heavy. He grabs one and chucks it at you,
Mhm.
and you are able to catch it. It looks bulky, but it is actually fairly light. You would imagine that there is some magical
enchantment
artifice to
of some sort.
its construction. Yeah.
I've got extra limbs. It's okay.
While I have this in my hand, which was the entire point of this particular conversation, I'd
Mhm.
like to just give it a quick look over.
Give me an Arcana check.
Just kind of a, like,
Yeah. What is this thing?
yeah. That is a 16.
16. This is advanced artifice. You would guess that it's kind of wandering in the realm of like an immovable rod, but with like a pre-programmed trigger.
Radius almost.
Yeah. So it's like once it reaches some sort of X distance away from you don't know what else, it will and freeze it's in place in space. And I would say with a 16, you know well enough to observe that there is like anti-conjuration stuff. It's almost like you've seen, from backstory things, you would have seen dimensional shackles before. It's very similar to that construction where it doesn't allow for teleporting out of them. Like you can't like get out of them by mundane means, or even magical means. It is very much on.
Let me just... Okay. And it's open at the moment?
It is closed.
Closed. So they would have to open and attach to someone.
Yep.
Perhaps not heavy then. My apologies. The appearance is deceiving.
They can be. But
Bulky
if all of you are
nonetheless.
friendly, this is a friendly agreement. I don't see too much problem of it being not Winveer.
No. And I fly a little bit closer towards him, and I put my foot out. Both my stinky
Miriik is
black
still
feet.
holding the other one. She has not returned it.
I know.
Mhm.
I know, and I'm ready. So I've got my stinky feet up at his face, and I'm like, I'm ready. Put them on.
He grabs the other one that's in the box, and you see him run his thumb across this small little like runic line of writing. It folds open. I like to seal it with a handshake.
My hand creepily, dexterously grabs onto his hand and he shakes with her hand.
There is this weird sensation that like as you get close, there's sort of this like this point of no return. As your hand gets close to grasping his, it just sort of like gets sucked in the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. And he clamps the other one around your leg.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett, see that the diet, the other one, all that stuff, get taken care of. She just sort of walks over to Miriik and gestures for it.
Gonna give her the up and down before handing it over.
Takes it. She moves back into the foundry. So yeah, however Papa reaches out to you, give him the situation, 411, all that kind of stuff. We'll
Yeah, what would you like me to say? Your full name, so in case he doesn't know you?
Yes. Let him know that Deep King Grimma Banesalt seeks an audience with
Papa.
Papa.
Okay, I can do that.
Discussing specifically mutual terms of engagement. Not one to step on each other's toes anymore.
What were you stepping on your toes about before?
That's a story for a longer drink. And I do have other meetings to attend to. I am sorry, busy guy.
Of course.
Okay. But just so you know, I'm happy to share some information with you if you share information with me.
Is that so?
Maybe. Depends on what you got. Now I want Daja, please.
Well,
And you have those meetings.
I haven't seen our progress of late. I could stick around for a little while. Maybe have a chat after you and Daja have a chat. And the
That
door
sounds good.
opens, and you see stepping out a cuff on one wrist, their armor on elsewhere. Daja. And we will potentially see a new face or an old face returning when we return next week.
What?
More on that later. Until then, thank you everybody for joining in for this week's episode of Tales Does Tales. It was super exciting. I'm glad I got to drop some. I've been waiting very long for y'all to finally get to this level so I could have the timelines cross and Grimma show up in this campaign.
Oh my god, it's Grimma!
It's Grimma!
Oh, I miss Rift.
That was refreshing. Almost as refreshing as HelloFresh's subscription-based meal plan service. Thank you everybody for hanging out. We are gonna head out and do a raid. So be sure to tune in for more episodes of Tales Does Tales next week. Tune in for Sunset Over Vengalia on Wednesday, or at least some stream will be happening on Wednesday. TPK returns this Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah. Have a
All the
great day,
things.
everybody. Love yourselves, love each other. And until next time, are you ready for more tales?
Always!
Bye-bye, everybody. Let's go a raiding.